Some stories fade with time. Others stay hidden in a corner of your mind, waiting for a single memory to bring them back to life. This is one of those stories.
The haunted bungalow that haunted my childhood.
I was in the 4th grade when my family moved from a rented house into our newly built home. My mother arranged a cycle rickshaw to take me to and from school every day. The rickshaw carried children from different grades to the same school, and during those daily rides, we shared jokes, secrets, and most importantly, ghost stories. It was a new neighborhood, a new school, and with them came a new friend, Pooja. She was my classmate, and every morning we rode to school together in the same rickshaw. She lived near my home. What began as a shared ride soon turned into a close friendship. One afternoon, as our rickshaw rolled through the town square, Pooja pointed toward a huge old bungalow.
"Do you know about that house?"
she asked. I shook my head. Her voice dropped to a whisper.
"They say blood splatters appear on its walls."
I stared at the house. It looked ordinary in broad daylight, yet something about it felt unsettling. Pooja continued,
"That house is cursed. As the legend goes, the bungalow had been built over an ancient well inhabited by a spirit. The spirit had cursed the family."
You have taken my home. Your family will never know peace. Every year, someone in this house will die.
People said that the curse had come true. One family member after another had died over the years. Whether it was coincidence or something far darker, no one seemed to know. Pooja even pointed to the exact wall where the bloodstains supposedly appeared. I looked carefully. I couldn't see anything that looked like blood. There were a few reddish marks, but nothing extraordinary. Still, I was only a child, and once a terrifying story enters a child's imagination, it no longer needs proof. From that day on, the bungalow changed. Every time our rickshaw passed it, I avoided looking at the windows. Every shadow seemed suspicious. Every rustling leaf made my heart beat a little faster. Then came the day I had been dreading without even knowing it. Our rickshaw driver was absent for some reason. He didn't come to pick us up in the morning, so our parents dropped us off at school instead. Before leaving, my mother told me to walk home with my friend Pooja after school. But fate had other plans. Pooja was absent that day. As the school day ended, one by one, the other children were picked up by their parents or relatives. Soon, I was the only one left who had to walk home alone. Thankfully, my house wasn't very far from the school. Still, as a 4th grader, the thought of walking by myself made me uneasy, especially because I knew the road would take me past the old, haunted bungalow. As I reached the road leading to the bungalow, my palms became sweaty. My heartbeat grew louder with every step. I told myself not to look. Just walk. Just keep walking. As soon as I reached the house, I hurried, almost running. Then, suddenly, a buffalo tied beneath a peepal tree across the road let out a deafening bellow. I was convinced something had caught me. Every ounce of courage disappeared. I ran. I didn't stop. I sprinted all the way toward my home, as if something invisible was chasing me. By the time I reached home, I was breathless and trembling. I told my mother everything. She listened patiently and smiled.
"There are no ghosts,"
She said calmly.
"People make up stories and then other people start believing them."
She was fearless. Some neighbors believed the family had spread the rumors themselves, so that one of the brothers wouldn't be able to sell the property. My mother never believed a word of it. I tried explaining this to Pooja, but she refused to change her mind. In fact, her complete confidence only made me doubt my own reasoning. Even her parents claimed they had heard the same story. And just like that, the fear stayed with me for years. Then much later, I heard another explanation. Someone told me the mysterious blood splatters weren't blood at all. Across the road stood the same old peepal tree, the one where buffaloes and cows were always tied. During a certain season, its seed pods burst open, releasing sap. The liquid splashed onto the bungalow's wall and reacted with the paint, creating stains that looked eerily like blood dripping downward. Because the tree was so tall, the marks appeared to spray from above, exactly the way people described them. Was that explanation true? I honestly didn't know. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. But one thing is certain. That story ruled my childhood. It frightened me so much that I eventually began telling it to my cousins. Just as Pooja had terrified me, I terrified them. Before long, we were all afraid of a house that none of us had ever entered. Looking back now, I realized the real haunting wasn't inside the bungalow. It was inside our minds. The story spread from one neighborhood to another until almost everyone had heard it. Most people accepted it without question. Only my mother stood unmoved. Perhaps it was because she was educated and trusted logic over superstition. Generally, the adults believed the legend. We children inherited the fear. And even today, whenever I think about that old bungalow, I don't remember a ghost. I remember the terrifying power of a story. The legend only grew stronger because tragedy seemed to strike that house again and again. Whenever someone in the family passed away, people would whisper, "The curse has claimed another life." No one questioned whether there were ordinary explanations for these deaths. The haunted house story was always easier to believe. Then, one day, a boy with an intellectual disability was born into the family. Even that was blamed on the curse. To the people around us, it wasn't a medical condition. It was simply another sign that the house was doomed. Eventually, the family abandoned the bungalow and moved away. The house slowly surrendered to time. Its once grand walls cracked. Weeds swallowed the courtyard. Broken windows stared blankly at the road like hollow eyes. Before long, it had become nothing more than a ruin. Whenever I passed by, I couldn't resist looking towards those dark windows. Beyond the broken glass, all I could see was pitch black darkness. I would stare for a moment, then quickly look away, afraid that if I kept looking, I might see something looking back at me. Years have passed since then. Now, the old bungalow has been demolished, and a shopping mall is being built in its place. Soon, the deserted land will once again be filled with life. Families shopping, children laughing, shops glowing with bright lights, and crowds walking where silence once ruled. No one worries about the bloodstains anymore. Perhaps because fear loves loneliness. A deserted road gives birth to ghosts. A crowded marketplace buries them. Whether there was ever a curse on that bungalow, I still don't know. But I do know this. Some ghosts don't live in abandoned houses. They live in stories and in the minds of the people who believe them.